it's time once again to check in on everyone's favorite pirate. But did you know that I worked at Blizzard for 7 years software? The man, the myth, the legend himself, that's right. And here's a quick rundown of only some of Thor's, yes, his real name is Thor, very, very cool, obviously. Only a couple of Thor Pirate Software's greatest achievements, because naming all of them would honestly take probably more than 2 days at this point, because he is truly a myth, a legend. And the point of this video, by the way, is to look at how he is doing currently. And spoilers before we get into it, it's really bad. Oh my god, it is astonishingly bad. This guy already lost like one time 99% of his viewer base, and he did it again. I'm not joking. I'm going to show you the stats. I'm going to show you the statistics. This guy literally managed to lose 99% of his audience twice now, okay? And I think he's maybe view-botting now, because one thing in those statistics does not make a lot of sense. But in any case, if you do not know the glorious legend of Pirate Software, here's a quick rundown, okay? His name is Pirate Software. Ironically, he is absolutely against pirating, and he thinks it's the worst thing ever, and anyone who does it should be thrown in prison for life. He is the person that single-handedly made Stop Killing Games succeed by literally taking the thing, reading what Stop Killing Games is all about, and then completely misunderstanding every single detail about it, then getting confronted about the fact that he's blatantly lying to his audience, and then doubling down into the fact that he's somehow not lying to people and getting destroyed. If that is not honestly an achievement of its own, then I don't know what is. In one foul swoop, he was exposed as a cheater, foodie, and the big G, and not a single person cared, because honestly, everyone kind of expected those things. which is the funniest thing ever. Your personal life gets absolutely exposed, and I'm pretty sure I'm the only one who covered that. Because no one cared, and even people in my video were writing comments, Quasar, we all expected this. Now, granted, it's true, everyone did expect this, okay? The fun doesn't stop here. He is known to never talk about the fact that he worked at Blizzard Entertainment for 7 years, okay? No one knows this. He keeps that detail of his life an extreme secret, how he made World of Warcraft all the best pods that you love. He got also exposed about the fact he was literally lying about all of it. And by the way, he is a Nepo baby, because his dad was like one of the original 5 people at Blizzard and was one of the director positions. But don't worry. Pirate Software obviously did not get hired as a Nepo baby. He didn't, trust me, bro. He didn't, you know? He said it so himself. And then people who were above him came out and said, nope, that's all a lie, obviously. He is also known as the greatest programmer who has ever lived. Oh yes, the only problem is, like, hundreds of qualified programmers have looked at his code and called it dumpster fire garbage tier beginner garbage, okay? A beginner could do better things than Thor has done in his life. And his whole career, by the way, is pretty much made from the fact that he is a programmer and he has a game. Well, you can't really call it a game because it's been in early access for like 10 years. Maybe Hardbound is released. No, it's not. Probably not. Man. Okay, but that's enough, okay? That's enough. I have so many videos covering his exploits, his lies, his everything. It's truly a work of art. Like, the amount that this guy has been documented with evidence to lie is just mind-blowing. Let's look at how Pirate Software was doing. Last time when we looked at his channel, he was getting like roughly, 100k views on a video, 200 maybe on some, and that was down from, you know, an average of 500,000 to 1 million views that he previously got before he got exposed and absolutely dragged from roaching out from a World of Warcraft dungeon that showed to everyone how absolutely that he is just incapable of taking any responsibility or accountability for his own actions. And that fall, by the way, was from his videos getting an average of 2 million views per video. Oh yes, so the fall has been pretty good. But obviously this is dead. This is now. This is what his channel looks now. He's lucky. He's lucky at this point to get like 10k views for a video. Okay, after this log hiatus, no one cares. Look at this. 4k views a video. From someone who used to get 2 to sometimes even highest I think was like 5 million views or something. Down to 3k views. That is a drop. But what about his shorts? Well, the last time we looked at his shorts, it was around here. 100-ish to 300-ish K per short, which is also a drop from his all-time peak of roughly 2 million plus views per short. That's a lot of views. And well, now honestly, in the modern day, he's doing even worse. As you can see, he's sometimes squeezing out 100k views, but now he's kind of around the 70k mark on average. Like 160k views is pretty much trending. And all of his shorts are garbage. The last time we checked on his shorts, he was just blatantly lying and giving life advice on things that he had no idea about. And currently, it seems that Pirate Software has once again rebranded to self-help and self-loving, which is a woman thing, but, you know, here's a couple of examples of his newest shorts.
Hi Thor. I'm drunk. I wish I wasn't. I wish you the best.
That's okay. Go drink water. Be safe. Make sure that you're not alone. And if you need someone to talk to, definitely contact people. When you say, I wish I wasn't, that's the first step that you need to take, is to start realizing you need a change. And that's a really good thing. Really good thing. Start seeking out help with that. That sounds like a thing that you should pursue. And you're not shitty for feeling the way that you are right now. In fact, that's the best way that you could feel right
Yeah.
now. The I wish I wasn't. Keep going that direction, man. You'll be all right. And
yes, this is what he does now. He's this like love yourself type of thing, okay? Being a developer didn't work. Knowing everything about every situation and giving life advice didn't work. Now it's self-help, boys. Oh my god, what's next? ASMR? At this rate, it probably and ironically will be, okay? Let's look at a couple of more shorts because they're so funny.
Would you mind explaining this game and how it's different from other MMOs?
By the way, this is the best example of who Pirate Software is and how absolutely shallow and lame his opinions are, okay? I'll just give you a little bit of context. So, someone's asking, and by the way, I'm not even sure these text-to-speeches are real. I'm pretty sure he's faking them because he's just trying to make because last time we already watched it, it's like, who the hell asks these questions? You know, you're scratching your head and thinking, who the hell would even ask any of these questions on average? Now, this does seem like a real question, but still. This is why no one likes Pirate Software. This is why no one cares about him. Because this is his answer. He gets asked, why is this MMO different from others? And then Pirate Software is like, haha, it's my time to shine. It's time to show some intelligence, okay? And then he proceeds to fucking say the most look average IQ slop that literally covers like 50+% of other MMORPGs that exist out there in games in general. Like just listen to this. Listen to this fucking speck of transcendent knowledge.
Sure. Yeah, so one of the biggest things about this MMO that's different is that in a normal theme park MMO like World of Warcraft, you are assigned objectives. And the objectives are
Why did he mention World of Warcraft? Not because he worked 7 years at Blizzard and made all the things that you like about the game, even though he didn't make actually any of that and he was lying. No. Don't worry about that actually. But he did work at Blizzard for 7 years. Big deal. He's also DEDCON winner, but he somehow can't prove it because he doesn't have the rewards that winners get. Don't worry about it.
today, here's your dailies, here's your weekly, here's your raid, right? And you have to do those because it'll pop up a little thing and say this is what your objectives always are. In a social sandbox game, those are very light. Like, these commissions are pretty light. Kill 20 of this dude, and that's it. You set up objectives for yourself. So this island, there was no quest for us to take it. There was no quest for us to push it like this. We set that objective as players. And we're allowed to control aspects of the map and areas of the world because we set those objectives to ourselves, or for ourselves, and then set up the political situation to be able to execute on them. Social sandboxes, you have more ownership over your goals and progression. And theme parks, the game's systems have more ownership over that than you do. And I think that's the big difference between the two. Both games are valid, both games are fun.
That's a load of useless gobbledygook. What did he say? Pretty much nothing. But this is literally Pirate Software at its best. And the peak of La Resistance.
Hey Thor, Kit and I have started working on my game, so whatever
Nice.
horribleness I managed to make, it's gonna be on you.
No-
Wish me
no.
luck. I know nothing about making a game, but the box moves.
The box moves! No matter what it is that you want to do, no matter what kind of game you want to build, open any engine.
More advice from the guy who literally knows nothing about coding and just writes things in a notepad and doesn't actually code.
Make a box.
My favorite comment, by the way, is from people who used to watch Pirate Software's stuff, and then they figured out, wait a minute, I'm here because I want to learn coding, and in 2 weeks' time of watching this guy, he has opened Notepad 2 times and just added, like, thoughts to it. Not actually coding, but, you know, just kind of that, and that's all he does. No one has... Well, he has coded, but it has been terrible. Again, real coders have made tons of videos just talking about how actually unreasonably poor and bad and unoptimized his code is. Even though he's the one who constantly talks about code being good if you optimize it, how he tries to optimize everything. And then when people called him out, by the way, for not optimizing things, he said, well, it works, so it doesn't matter. I mean, the hypocrisy is just chef's kiss.
And make it move. That is the hello world of video games. Do it. Do it. That's all you need to do. Don't focus on anything else at first. Make the box move. Make the box move.
Hey Thor.
Yeah, so that's it. You know what astonishes me? Because he still somehow has an audience, and this audience of people is, as far as I can tell, primarily people who want to become, like, game developers and coders and things like that. And you know what's crazy? A lot of these people know that this guy has been exposed for lying about everything. About his accomplishments, about his skills, about his abilities, about what he has done, about the things that he claims. And these people are like, no, Pirate Software is still somehow the person I look up to when it comes to being a coder. Like, what the hell? You know that he's lying about everything. You know he doesn't know how to do any of this stuff. You know he gives bad advice, and you're still like, oh, no, I really like him. His stuff is legit. But anyway, it's time to go to the funniest part ever. The numbers. Obviously, they're not good. So, Pirate Software has been losing subscribers still on a massive basis. 50k minus in the last 30 days. It is insanity, okay? It is insanity. He has been losing an average of 20k per week, and that has been happening, well, since January 2025, okay? This was this actually? No. Where was it? I think it was somewhere here. Yes, I think this was. Oh man, time flies, huh? This was when his first controversy happened around, and then this was the second one. Okay, so he lost, and then he lost this. This is his monthly subscribers. This is when it really struck big, and everyone was memeing on him for being clueless. He lost 220 subs, and now he's losing pretty much like an average of 50 a month. And it literally has been half a year since that happened. And it's not getting better. And for views, my god, for views, it's insanity, okay? In the views, it's actually better visible what's happening. So this is the big controversy. He was making roughly 140 million views per month. This is a poor average, but it's good enough. 140 million views per month. And this is where his controversy happened, where he roached out of a dungeon. And people started calling him out, and he became one of the greatest lolcows of all time, okay? It's literally currently DSP, and then it's Pirate Software, okay? That's it. The two undeniable kings of taking no accountability and lying. And this is what happened. And this bump right here is people hating on him. Because people because, again, for months, and still he has taken no accountability for any of his actions, any of his wrongdoings, or anything like that. It's insane. And here it's just people watching him because they don't like him and they want to see what he does. Because he was constantly just saying, no, actually, I am right. Even though he can't prove it. It was insane. He got exposed like 2 times a week. People got millions of views just talking about how much this guy is lying. This is when everything started drying up. When the people who watched him for the locale factor stopped watching him, and then he deleted a bunch of videos here, and now this is his current existence. Barely 3.5 million views per month. This is just tragic. Well, I mean, you should have expected this considering, well, this. And it's probably gonna slowly die down even more after this. Most of it is obviously from the shorts, but the shorts are drying up also. I mean, he is just losing views left, right, and center everywhere. It is absolute unbelievable. Here is his Twitch. For some reason, Social Blade for Twitch doesn't work, but you can literally see it. He has been losing followers on Twitch also constantly, and he continues to stream. And you know what makes me think that he's viewbotting? It's because of the recent things that have been happening since December and January. Because you can see that the followers are dying off. He's still streaming as always, a very consistent graphic. But the followers are dying down. But here, somehow in December 2025 and January 2026, he's actually gaining followers? Interesting. Very interesting, okay? How could that possibly happen? I don't know. I think he might be viewbotting because again, he's just going down. He's just a giant laughingstock to most people because of his own actions. And here he's suddenly just gaining followers, gaining views. Like, how does that make sense? From where? From where magically does okay, how is he gaining views when he's losing followers still at a rapid pace? Like, how? I don't know. That's a good question that some bot developer probably can answer for us. But anyway, that is the current situation of everyone's favorite pirate. But did you know that I've worked at Blizzard for 7 years software? And it is pure devastation. Now, granted, the guy is a multimillionaire at this point because... obviously. But still, everything he tried to achieve that Night Media, let's be real, gave to him for free. Because yes, Pirate Software is Night Media, baby, if you did not know. He appeared out of nowhere. He was saying, oh, I was really smart and targeted the US tech industry. So I released videos when it was lunch break. Guys, I released videos when it was lunch break and I got famous. Based, absolutely based. Anyway, yes, he's also a Night Media plant. Remember, Asmongold defended this guy. Funny stuff. Anyway, that's it. That was Pirate Software, everyone. We're gonna probably check on him again sooner or later because you know it's gonna get worse. And see what's happening here because, again, very sus, very sus. Anyway, have a nice day. Bye.